Well, we did it. It's amazing. It's still surreal. This is Sunday morning, and we pulled in Friday afternoon, and we had an incredible welcoming committee.
Yes. And
Our harbor hosts arranged to have some people meet us on the breakwall, and we got here, and friends and family were all waiting at the dock, and it just continued throughout the night. We saw everybody we missed and loved so much, and they came down, and it really, I think, helped to distract us from the fact that this was over. And then yesterday, it rained all day, and I don't think we got out of bed. We must have probably emotionally exhausted, and we just took advantage of the gray, rainy day and stayed in bed all day. But it's now Sunday morning, and we're home, and we are starting the transfer of our stuff from the boat back out to the house, and just not sure how I feel about it. What do you think?
I'm overwhelmed again, but we're leaving. We're not taking everything off the boat. We're going to be still living down here and staying here for the summer and certain nights. But
And planning our next
and
adventure.
planning our we. But the deal for me is on the going home is the girls did a great job on doing the best they could. But when you leave a house,
It's time to get the house in
it's
order.
time to get the house in order. And it just, when we went home yesterday, I mean, it felt great to be home, and obviously with the girls is heaven. But wow, it just made me realize how much how many chores you have to do
The house left unattended for so long.
yeah, I mean,
So-
and then it also have the stuff that we don't need. Like we were talking, we lived off this boat and on minimal stuff. I don't need all those freaking bunt pans and
Yeah.
so,
So we lived a minimalist lifestyle somewhat on the boat, and to think about that house full of stuff right now is
it just needs to be cleaned. It's
just overwhelming.
ugh.
So
The shoes, I don't need any shoes.
yeah.
Ew.
It's weird. I'm leery to unload stuff off the boat because I just don't want it to be over, but
Right.
it has to be. We came back to enjoy the summer with our friends and family. We came back to get back into work and get organized, and it's got to happen. And especially if we want to pull this boat out of here and go somewhere again,
Yeah.
there's a lot of things we got to whip into shape. So
Yeah.
the re-entry into civilian life is a little more difficult than we thought, but I'm awfully proud of both of us for what
Yeah.
we did. It was
Yeah, I am too.
it was amazing. So
And the support from everybody. Oh my goodness.
yeah,
Just
all the viewers and followers, and we were shocked when we got home how many people here in town were following our journey. So
just overwhelmed on that in such a good way that there's so many good people out there that have to take the time to share a nice comment or well wish or just
it was awesome.
means the world.
So we're sliding back into regular everyday life.
Drug back in.
Being drugged back in, and we're already talking about what's next, so you never know.
Yeah.
Stay tuned, because there's more episodes to come, and we have lots of cool ideas of how to continue this boating life.
Yeah, yeah.
Sometime in early 2020, as the world was stuck at home, we found ourselves watching YouTube sailing channels, boating channels, and eventually a few Great Loop channels. One of our favorites was What Yacht to Do with Sam and Rev. More on Sam and Rev in a minute. During that little setback for humanity in 2020, we questioned a lot of things. We asked ourselves, why not? Why not do the Great Loop right now? We planned, saved, bought a boat, and learned everything we could and outfitted Andromeda for our trip. If you are interested in boat projects and want more of our backstory, please check out the Intro and Backstory playlist and Season 1. We set out on our Great Loop adventure October 11th, 2023 from Ludington, Michigan. We completed our Great Loop adventure 2 days ago on May 31st, 2024. Here's the stats. We completed our Great Loop adventure in 233 days, or 33 weeks, or 7 months and 20 days. Of those 233 days, we were on the hard in Orange Beach, Alabama for 106 days. South of Coffeyville, Alabama, we impacted a submerged object and did significant damage to the portside running gear of Andromeda. You can check out those episodes here. So we actually traveled on the Great Loop for only 127 days. But wait, there's more. We also took an incredible side trip to the Bahamas where we spent 32 days island hopping. That brings the grand total of days on the Great Loop to 95 days. Yep, we did the Great Loop in 95 days, or just about 3 months. Wow, that's fast. Andromeda is a fast ship. She took a few lumps and still powered us home.
Fast ship. You've never heard of
Andromeda.
Should I have? It's a ship that made the
Great Loop in 95 days.
Here are some quick stats. We were underway for 466.3 hours. We moved Andromeda 79 times. We traveled a total of 5,153 nautical miles with an average speed of 11.0 knots. Andromeda burns about 10.6 gallons per hour at 11 knots, and we were underway for 466.3 hours. That works out to 4,942.78 gallons of fuel. This is a good time to point out that we only had a certain amount of time to complete our Great Loop because of our decision to do the loop now. I am still working. We still have a house and 2 wonderful daughters who are home for the summers. We wanted to experience this great adventure while we had the opportunity and while we still had income coming in. We planned from the beginning for this to be a test run for us for the boating life and the live aboard lifestyle. If we liked it, and we loved it, we would begin working on how to make this lifestyle a reality for us long term. Because of our self-imposed time restrictions, we moved fast and thusly burned more fuel. We knew this was part of our loop and we planned for it ahead of time. What we didn't plan for was to be shut down for 106 days of our already tight schedule while we were under repair. So when we got the green light after the repairs, it was game on. We were also determined to get to the Bahamas. This was a major part of our dream, and to me, at times, the islands was the entire point of this trip. There was no way I was going to get Andromeda this close to the islands and pass them by. So we went fast, sometimes really fast. We have no regrets. We could do the loop 1,000,000 times and not see everything or stop everywhere we want to stop. That to us is the poetic beauty of this journey. You can insert all the cliches here. It's not the destination, it's the journey, stop and smell the roses, etc., etc. Sometimes in life, it is what it is. Just as in life, you will never see or travel to or do all the things you want to do. That's just how it works. But you can make the most of the moment you're in and really immerse yourself in what's happening around you. And that's exactly what we did. We set out to accomplish this in our time, our way, our rules, and we did just that. Our friend and fellow Gold Looper on our dock here in Ludington, Captain Jim of MV Knights Kinship, gave me the best advice. He told me the best way to do the loop is your way. I never forgot that and probably thought about it every day. Speaking of our dock back home and Gold Loopers, what a thrill for me when just 2 days after crossing our wake, this guy pulled in. That is some friends on Honey Badger, and that is Captain Sam from What Yacht to Do up at the helm.
Mate, but you know, with training a couple, it's having an extra person on.
So are you going to buy another boat?
Probably someday.
Okay.
Are you enjoying doing what you're doing?
Absolutely,
now?
yeah. If I wasn't enjoying it, I'd stop doing it. But yeah, it's been really fun, and I think this is number 8 for the year.
Wow. Would you, I know everybody asked you because they're already asking me, would you go around again, do you think, or would you just do the East Coast or something?
You know, we had, when we put the boat into storage, we were going to put it into storage, but we ended up selling it. We were intended to do Great Lakes in Canada for 2 years and then maybe complete the 3rd loop.
Yeah.
But, you know, I love the rivers, I love the lakes, you know, it's the salt water that just gets to me.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, you don't care so much for the salt water?
I don't, but, you know, I like to go on training in you know, intercoastal, but you got to be on your toes. Well, you know,
I know.
you've done it.
Yeah.
So.
Well, being a Lake Michigan boy, I do like the salt water because it's different for me.
Yeah.
You know, this is we can go to Wisconsin, we can go to Lake Superior,
Right.
but saltwater is so unique and so far away for us that
Exactly.
that's kind of the same.
Yeah. So I mean, it's not that I dislike it. It's like, hey, you know, when you go around the loop, you got your favorite parts, and we've done it twice, and I go like, yeah, Great Lakes, Canada and the rivers.
Yeah.
And then so the least favorite is all that salt water and the
Yeah.
shoaling that goes.
No, you aren't kidding.
You just got to stay on top of
And
it.
we were shocked, being a freshwater boat, we were shocked what the salt did to us that quick on our bright work and everything.
Yeah, if you don't get it off, the rails are like pretzels. Yeah.
It was an honor for me to sit and talk with Sam, share stories and big plans for what's next for both of us. We had a few laughs and a few cold beers. It was an awesome afternoon, and Sam even asked me to write the Captain's Corner article for What Yacht to Do's July newsletter. You can check out their monthly newsletter on their website. Here's an excerpt of my letter to Sam and Rev for their July newsletter. We are slowly acclimating to land life and the responsibilities of everyday life. It is a difficult process to be so free on the open water and then to walk back in your front door like it never happened. It takes some adjusting. We are already planning our next adventure. Just like our great loop, I'm sure it will not be the perfect time. The money, work life, and family life won't be exactly right, and it will feel more comfortable to wait until everything is just right. But we won't wait. We will go.
Hello, I just wanted to take a moment to sincerely thank all of our supporters out there, from Facebook to our YouTube channel to Instagram, emailing. It's been overwhelming in a good way. When we started out on this journey, we were documenting it for ourselves and for family and friends, and Bob really liked the creativity part of the videos, and what we didn't really truly expect, maybe we were just naive, is how it would reach other people and the support we'd get from total strangers who now have become friends. And we've been able to meet up with so many people that have followed our journey and have supported us, whether they're coming into our port in Ludington or just out and about. When we were on the loop, people would stop us, and it's been so overwhelming, especially through the good times, but also in Alabama when everything went sideways, when the outpouring of encouragement and just you felt what we were feeling, and that feeling of building something. Like, there was a community of people that every week I looked forward to responding to the comments and seeing the names and starting to joke and have fun in the comment section. It's been incredible. So from the crew of Andromeda, Bob, Ollie, and myself, thank you. I'd like to again just say thank you for all of you that took the time to comment on the quality of our videos, the production of the videos, the music in our videos. It really inspired us and motivated us to keep these videos coming. Because it takes a lot of time to create our videos, our episodes don't always reflect where we are or what's happening with Andromeda in real time. Because of the outpouring of support you've all shown and so many people wanting to connect with us in real time, we have some great news. We've totally revamped our Patreon page. It's much easier to use, and we've added tons more benefits for each tier. Our deckhand level patrons will get their name on screen during every episode, early access to our YouTube episodes ad-free, and Patreon-only announcements, updates, and content. The next level is Ollie's crew. You will have access to everything from the deckhand level, plus you will have access to our Patreon-only Facebook group, invites to Patreon events, and 10% off cruising Andromeda gear. Next up is our captain's table. You'll have everything included in deckhand level and Ollie's crew level, plus you'll have access to communicate directly with us through WhatsApp, a verbal thank you in every episode, and 25% off cruising Andromeda gear. One of the best ways to support our channel really is to just like, subscribe, and comment. It really does help with the YouTube algorithm. And don't forget to hit the notification button. You'll be notified every time we release a new episode. And once again, from the crew of Andromeda, thank you so much. In the next few episodes, we're going to get you caught up with Andromeda and some of the mechanical issues we had at the last part of the loop. and we've got a huge announcement we're excited to share with you.
We traveled over 5,000 nautical miles and put about 500 hours on Andromeda's engines. If you have seen our Crossing Our Wake video, you can check that out here. We had starboard engine trouble just about 20 miles from home. Also, during the last 10 or so legs of our trip, we kept having trouble with our house battery system cutting out on us and needing to be reset. Also, running any boat daily for long periods of time, there will always be maintenance items to complete, anomalies that need sorting out, and general cleaning and basic repairs. But the big project for us, and the project that determines what we do next, is figuring out what happened to our starboard engine. Down at the boat on a bit of a cold and chilly summer day here in Ludington. It's cloudy and misty, and the mist is rolling in off the lake. But you might remember, as we were making our final run to home, only miles from port, our starboard engine, for some reason, would only go to half power. So that was a little concerning, but we rolled in and docked just fine, and she worked fine at low speeds. But to come up on plane, she'll only go to about half the RPMs of the other engine. We tried a bunch of different stuff. Could be a sensor, could be a million things, but one of the things was suggested was we should just maybe check to see if anything had wrapped itself around the shaft or the prop. Lake Michigan in the past has given us some plastic bags and chunks of rope from fishing nets and stuff on other boats, so it's worth a check. And we have a diver coming down today to dive underneath the boat and just sort of check things out now that we're back at the dock, and he should be here any minute and get under the boat, and hopefully it's good news. Two pieces of good news. One is my weather report quickly changed. All of a sudden, the cold mist from the lake blew off, the humidity went away, and now it's a beautiful June afternoon. Second thing is the diver came up and said, nothing down there. Both shafts look good, both props. He did take a flashlight back down just now. He wants to check inside the shaft log, but so far so good. Well, our neighbors on Nacho have lost a cover or something in the last windstorm, so Laud is heading over there to see if he can't get that out of the water. But good news on Andromeda. He came back up after checking the shaft logs and nothing. There's doesn't look like anything was wrapped on it. There's no rub marks, no anything. So it's leading me to believe it's a fuel issue or some sensor or something on the engine. So next calm day we'll take her out and see if we can't solve it. But so far, clean bill of health underneath. Props look good, everything looks good, and that made me feel a lot better. So now we're gonna see if we can't get the neighbor's grill cover or whatever cover out of the water for him. Well, it was fun. It was cool watching the diver do their work. I'm always intrigued by that stuff. Probably one of these days we'll learn to dive and maybe take some classes. But so my neighbor Mike found everything he was looking for, and Laud kind of did the whole area here just to make sure there was no metal or sticks popping up under anybody's boat, and we're all clear, and everything under Andromeda is clear. So hey, good looking props, good looking shafts and struts. We like to hear that. So I guess I will start digging through the engine room and do some different checks and see if we can't figure out what was going on with the RPMs. but I'm definitely gonna wait for a nice calm day to do that. One of the best parts of the Great Loop is the people you meet and the friendships that develop from geographical happenstance. We first met Jim and Shelley on Island Rain during the Flotilla Locks experience as we entered the river system last fall. We got to hang out with them again in Grafton, Illinois, where we all braved the Alpine coaster together. No brakes, no brakes! Months went by and we crossed paths with Island Rain again in Coinjock, North Carolina. Uh-oh. So we haven't seen our Island Rain friends since Grafton. Where's the captain?
The captain is broken.
The captain?
Manning the ship.
The
Yes.
captain is taking care of things on board, that's right. What a thrill for us when they unexpectedly rolled through Ludington a few days after crossing our wake. We enjoyed cocktails on board Andromeda and talked about life after the loop. Fair winds, Island Rain. We hope to see you soon. Good morning. A little bit of a unique adventure today. I am heading over to Kathy's parents' house. She's been there for a few days and there's a family reunion, but her dad has completed a homemade hovercraft. It was a kit project, I'm pretty sure, that was started maybe 20 years ago by her uncle, who unfortunately is no longer with us. And Kathy's dad, Dan, has taken it upon himself to complete the hovercraft. The pictures I've seen are just incredible. And today is the inaugural run with the whole family there to witness it. So I'm kind of excited to check this thing out. It sounds like it's just wild. So I'm excited to see it. I wish the weather was a little better. We've kind of been having a gloomy, rainy summer here in northern Michigan. That's okay. At least there's no snow. But so I hope by the time we get over to Clare today, the weather breaks up a little bit and we can take this hovercraft out on the lake and see what it's all about. Hey, I was just gonna say, am I blocking this thing in, but I'm guessing it just goes right across the grass and...
Yep, go right across anything.
I'll be damned.
Yeah. Windshield took a beating, but...
Oh, was the inaugural run already?
No, we just put it on yesterday, last night.
Took it out in the water?
No, it hasn't left the trailer yet.
Insane.
Yep.
What pumps up the thing? The fan on the front?
Yep. So on the front, there's two little wedge anchors, or wedges on the front, where the fan, 70% of it just goes down, but the 30% goes over here on the sides. That's what fills up the tubes.
Jeez. He's nuts.
Yes, 100%. So we had to put these on because the belt would pop right off of that one. So we put those on, keep it in line. We just went through and adjusted the steering. So now the steering will supposedly steer.
So it's a single motor design. There's a pulley underneath the motor that spins horizontally and drives a long belt. That belt is transferred up through the hull up to the lift propeller, which on either side of the lift propeller you can see it blows air down into the tubes that lift the boat. So this is the lifting propeller, and then the blade or the belt comes out the back and also goes around those two pulleys and up to that pulley to turn the thrust propeller. Pretty simple design, kind of well laid out. Obviously a few little bugs to work on, but pretty cool.
It's like a plane. I'm going to go around, do all my checks. You know what I'm saying? I've seen that on TV. I think I can swim with them on super. I need a leg check. Probably should. Holy shit.
Still attached?
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
That was awesome.
Why did you?
That's incredible. That's crazy. Your dad is just grinning right now.
You told him not to go too far.
Yeah. Well, we got the kayak, I guess.
He's got an oar. There's an oar inside.
That's right. He told me there was this little collapsible oar in there.
And there's another boat out there now, probably thinking, what in the hell is going on here?
So she went pretty good. Everything sort of worked as planned. The engine was a little fussy at first, But on the maiden voyage, the belt jumped from the pulleys. And there was a little bit of a clearance issue with the rear blade, and the belt jumped the pulleys when he was out on the lake. So it did work. Mission accomplished. The family got to see it float and got to see it work. A few little technical difficulties. But other than that, pretty cool. We are finding ourselves down at the dock on board Andromeda most of the time. After so many days on board and such an incredible journey, it seems natural to stay here on the boat and not jump back into land life. So what are we doing today, guys?
Diving.
Hey Cap, what are they doing?
I dropped my cell phone in the water.
We put a lot of effort into making sure we are back in Ludington for the summer. This is our town, and this town is a truly magical place during the warm months of summer. There is still a lot to sort out with Andromeda's mechanical issues, and there are still many questions to answer about where we go from here.
I've never seen this. You don't get that on that. No. Luke's got a lot. Luke ain't got that. That ain't got that.
It's just gonna
I
get
got to do it all again,
just-
so we're just kind of like, I think just got to get her home.